guys, Dolly here. Welcome back to Gypsy Rose Papery. Today I wanted to do a flip through of my latest Tsunami Rose Design Team project for the month of April. And this is actually my anniversary project, so that's pretty cool. I've been on Tsunami Rose's design team for a year now. And my very first design team project was Jane Austen, but that one was more general Jane Austen, and this is more specific to Pride and Prejudice, which is my favorite book of hers. And I won't talk too much because I'm using a new software for editing and it cuts me off at a certain time for uploads. So we'll just jump right into it. The closure is just some simple ribbon with some keys on it, and that's a theme I carried throughout the book. On the front here there's a little key, and then there's keys on the charms, just to kind of like symbolize love and, you know, owning the key to someone's heart. It's a little collage that I've made there with some rosette trim, and the paper that I used in here in addition to the digitals is the lavender paper pack by Prima. And so the cover is fabric, and all around I've done my crazy sewing. And then I have this little card here, and most of the stamping I did in here was with Tim Holtz old paper, and I just really like the effect it gave, sort of like aged with time look. So there's a couple of those in here. This is standard traveler's notebook size, and I think it has a total of, let me think, I want to say 60 pages. And so in the front it has a little book plate, which is super cute. I just got that stamp and I love it. And it has a pocket, and in the back I've stamped them with script and then a little sort of things that they would do in those times, or things that they valued in those times. For example, time. And then another thing that I did, which I have to thank Terry, is that I wasn't sure if I should put quotes in here, and she was like, oh no, you totally should put quotes and you should handwrite them. And so what I did was, just to take it a step further, kind of like the way like little love notes are passed in school, I wrote them on like notebook paper. So you'll see a couple of those in here. And I just stamped some books, a little bit of trim. These are the cards from my shop. And again, I tried not to keep anything too permanent in here in case anybody wanted to move stuff around. And so this is a flip out. And this is a flip out, and it has a little pocket. I included a little scrap lip pad with a little skeleton clip, and another quote with some stamping, another little flip. And so this quote is kind of one big quote that I broke up, but it's the one where Darcy claims his love to Elizabeth. And I also included some little teapot punch outs, because after all it's England. I thought that was appropriate. This is another image from the kit, and it has a violin because music. I don't know if you remember that scene in the movie where one of the girls, I think it was Pemberley's sister, right? I forget. But anyway, she's talking about what makes an accomplished young woman, and one of them was a musical instrument, knowing how to play that. So one of my favorite quotes. Oh, and it's a flip out, another flip out, and this one has a quote inside, and this one flips up. And here's just some more trim and a little postcard, because they really liked to write their letters back then. There was a lot of sitting in their sitting rooms. It's a little tuck, and this one has a gentleman. Another little chair. Another little teapot. This flips out. And it flips up. And these images from Tsunami Rose are just perfect. They're gorgeous little birds. I did some lace trim here and there. Love the stamp by Tim Holtz. Just some more rosette trim. And this is another favorite stamp by Tim Holtz on it. If you can read it, I'll give you some time to pause the screen and read it. A flip out. Here we have another flip out, and this is the middle of the signature, and so this isn't tied on very tight so that you could remove it if you wanted to. And this one has a globe. And of course I had to include Mrs. Darcy in here. And some of the stamps have these really funny quotes about books and reading books. And I thought that was funny because, after all, it is a book initially before it was a movie. This has a little teacup. Some more of that trim. Here's just a blank one with just a little border on top. And this one has a stamp. Oops. More stamping, another quote. This one flips out. I love that. Flip out. And I have different papers in here. I have vintage papers, coffee dyed papers, and then digitals. And this stamp is really cute. It's a premium stamp, and it says pretty things everywhere. And I used this in the little witchy TN that I made for Miss Janine. And it says dream. And this one flips up. Another Tiffany printout, or rather stamp out with that old paper ink. Another gentleman collar. Some more books, and this is a stamp, an actual. I know it looks like a digital stamp, but it's an actual stamp. This is just some negatives of the little teapot punch, and this one has a little bird cage. And this one has another violin. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through of my little Pride and Prejudice TN. I do have an empty TN here, and I'll show you guys how it looks, because I know some of you do like to see and this one has the bookmarks. Let me put the bookmark in here somewhere. And that is it. It looks really cute. And I love how the little charms stick out. Where's the other one? It's hiding. There it goes. And then the little... It's very pretty. Look how pretty that looks. Oh, I love it. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this flip through. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!